will never fail, and we will always protect your Second Amendment.
To go to court would have taken a long time, so you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
What if I told you the most pro-gun president in modern history might have done more to undermine your gun rights than even Obama? What if, despite the speeches and the applause, his actual policies tell a very different story? The truth isn't what you think. By the end of this video, you'll see the undeniable proof that Trump has not only failed to protect your gun rights, but has actively worked against them. And once you see the receipts, you might never look at him the same way again. To be clear, this isn't just about Trump. It's about a political strategy that's been used for decades. Republican politicians give speeches about protecting the Second Amendment, but when they actually have the power to do something, nothing happens. Why? Because gun rights are a useful bargaining chip, a way to keep voters engaged without delivering any real wins. Let's take a look at what his administration actually did.
We're knocking out bump stocks. I've told the NRA, I've told it, bump stocks are gone.
In 2018, after the Las Vegas shooting, Trump ordered the ATF to ban bump stocks. Now, regardless of your personal opinion on bump stocks, here's why this should seriously concern you. Instead of going through Congress, Trump allowed the ATF to redefine what a machine gun is, setting a dangerous legal precedent. If the ATF can arbitrarily change definitions like this, what stops them from banning semi-autos next? Even anti-gun Democrats couldn't pass this ban, but Trump did it for them. That's not protecting the Second Amendment, that's directly infringing on it.
To go to court would have taken a long time, so you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second. But take the guns first, go through due process second.
Yes, he actually said that. He wasn't joking. Trump publicly endorsed red flag gun laws, which allowed the government to seize firearms based on an accusation before the gun owner has a chance to defend themselves in court. No due process, no evidence required. You're guilty until proven innocent. These laws have already been used to disarm law-abiding gun owners, and in some cases, people have died because of them.
It was a fatal attempt to enforce the new red flag law, allowing officers to take guns from owners who reportedly may be a danger to themselves or others. But when Anne Arundel County Police showed up to a Ferndale home on Linwood Avenue near Lois Avenue around 5:15 Monday morning, they weren't able to serve that protective order. They say the gun owner answered the door with his weapon in hand, then put it down briefly before picking the gun up again. That's when a fight started. Officers struggled with the man until the gun went off. That bullet didn't hit anyone, but it prompted police to open fire, shooting and killing the man.
Trump didn't just support these laws. He actively encouraged lawmakers to pass them. Does that sound like the actions of a pro-2A president? Now, some will argue that Trump has been a net positive for gun owners. So, let's be fair. What has he actually done for the Second Amendment? He appointed pro-2A judges, including Supreme Court justices, who later ruled in favor of gun rights. He spoke at NRA events, boosting the morale within the gun community, and he removed an Obama-era rule that made it harder with those with a mental illness to obtain a firearm. But here's the problem. None of these were huge legislative victories. In my opinion, none of these advanced gun rights. They were gestures. Meanwhile, the bump stock ban, red flag support, and a lack of real pro-gun action did far more harm. Now, to be fair, the bump stock was eventually struck down in the Supreme Court, but that's not the point. The real issue is that Trump pushed it in the first place. Now, some defenders argue he was playing 4D chess. He knew it would get overturned, and this was all part of the bigger plan. Let's be honest, if that's the plan, it's a terrible one, and I don't buy it. Not because I think Trump's stupid, but because I actually understand how fragile and flawed our system of government really is. Banking on the Supreme Court to clean up legislative overreach is not a strategy, it's a cop-out. And then there's the other excuse. He had to make compromises. Alright, let me be crystal clear. Compromising on the Second Amendment is still infringing on it, There's no such thing as a little bit of infringement when it comes to our constitutional rights. That mindset is exactly how we've been losing ground for decades, inch by inch, excuse by excuse. When Trump had a Republican-controlled Congress in 2017 and 2018, there was a golden opportunity to pass pro-2A legislation. Two major bills were on the table. First was the National Concealed Carry Reciprocity, which would have made your concealed carry permit valid across all 50 states. Then we had the Hearing Protection Act, which would have removed suppressors from the NFA, making them easier to own. Neither of these bills even came close to passing. Trump didn't push for them. He didn't fight for them.
Exactly, but we also have to give the mentally ill the due process in which they deserve, President. So what we're doing is they're going to be able to take the guns when they're taken into custody or into the hospital, and then when they're released within 24 hours or 72 hours later, typically it's 24 hours, but law enforcement will have 72 hours to determine whether they should give those guns back or they can go to a judge and say, Your Honor, please keep these guns. We feel this person is still a danger to himself or others.
And now in 2025, gun owners are once again being stalled. Trump's new administration under Attorney General Pam Bondi is doing nothing meaningful for the Second Amendment. No movement on suppressors, no push for reciprocity, no fight for the right to carry. This is of no surprise, as after the 2018 Parkland shooting, Bondi backed the legislation that raised minimum age to purchase firearms from 18 to 21. She imposed mandatory waiting periods after purchasing a firearm, and she expanded red flag gun laws and background checks. It's a bit ironic how all that worked out. Gun owners are getting frustrated, because just like before, we're hearing big speeches, but seeing zero real action. The truth is, we're dealing with a uniparty system. Two sides of the same coin, two wings of the same bird of prey, where real change never comes, just recycled talking points and broken promises. Voting, hoping, waiting is not enough anymore. The solution isn't more political bickering, it's unity. Gun owners across the country need to stop arguing over red versus blue and start building real community. Because at the end of the day, defending our rights doesn't come from the top down. It starts with us. If you're ready to connect with others who are actually about action and not just noise, join my Discord. It's a space for people serious about training, gear, and becoming the kind of prepared, responsible gun owner that no politician can ignore. No more waiting, no more hoping. We hold the line. Together. Join the Free Range Rulers Discord community today. Get in early and help shape the community. The link is pinned down in the comments below this video. My name is Parker, and I'll see you guys in the next Range Rulers video.